What's up, guys? Nate Petrosky from Narrowway Homestead. I'm here to talk to you about firewood and trees falling in my driveway. When I first moved here, the very first winter that I was here, I just kind of grabbed firewood as I could from wherever. And as I've lived here the second year and onward, I've discovered a bunch of firewood falls in my driveway in the middle of the winter. So every summer, I make sure I have at least enough firewood sitting around that I'm able to actually get through the winter without getting any more. However, anytime I get an opportunity to get firewood, like when a tree falls in the driveway, it extends it into the next year, so I end up with multiple years of firewood. Last night, a tree fell down across my driveway and some people were here and they were trying to leave and they couldn't, so I had to go just cut it up just a little bit and shove pieces by, and it was a really big, long piece that made it into the woods, and I wanted it. So I figured it was time to test the mini excavator out and go get it. Go places, dig things. Go places, dig things. This way, Mins. Go places, dig things. I know it's steep. That's my seat, sir. Excuse me, sir, that is my seat. Okay, fine. Okay, so actually, let's go places, cut things. We gotta drag a log out of the edge of the woods, make it into a couple other logs, bring it back here for firewood. Oh boy, there's barely room in here for all this. Also, we're not holding the phone for all this, but I got these fancy glasses things. They're supposed to take video for me, so we're gonna try that. Alright, man. Dump that water and leaves out. Is that a good spot for you? Seems like a good spot. Pull this in. Pull this up, and all of a sudden, we're going. We've been parked there for a minute. Hopefully this isn't so sloppy I have any trouble. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Had a tree fall on the driveway last night. Got it cut up and just thrown off to the side. Well, that Will and Jesse have most of it, but there's a piece that's sticking down into the woods kind of far. I need some overnight logs for these super cold nights coming up. And it should be just about right where I don't have to split it and it can just sit in there and burn for hours. So we're gonna give that a try. It's already seasoned. It was an old dead ash tree killed by the ash boring beetle like a decade ago, and that pretty much means it's well seasoned. It was standing dead. It's much different than laying dead. Anything laying in the edge of the woods, soaking ground moisture, getting rained on horizontally. But if it's been standing vertical, it's usually just instantly dry, but you got to get it pretty quick because it absorbs water like a sponge right now. There we are, minion. That was standing there. I don't know how I never saw it. Just, yeah, didn't pay attention. Driveway's half a mile long. Here's where it fell. And here is the log I want to pull up, right there. Those are easy enough to get to. I'm not really sure how I'm pulling it up. It shouldn't be that heavy. Let me get myself positioned here. First idea, catch any lines on any branches, is to get a hold of it and just kind of try to cut my tracks this way. I'm just going to try to drive it out. It's not going to get it very far. It might be too close to it. I don't know how to run one of these. For those of you who are equipment operators, I'm new at this. It's not going to curl into the bucket. I'm probably too close. I wanted to be close. We could try that. And a bunch touch against the ground. I'm really not pinched on it at all. Well, maybe kind of. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not that heavy. If it was a much bigger log, I don't know if this would be the way. I'll try and pivot maybe. Continue pulling it out. Just get some more throttle here. Maybe pick it up more so I have less resistance. And she almost fell back down. Turn this rabbit thing off. Go the right way. Actually, what I should do is reset. Wrong way, Nate. Wrong way. I'm not catching any lines or cylinders. Just go slow. Pretend you don't know what you're doing because you don't, Nate. That's already. I'm just too close. Let's reposition. Okay, that's better. Oh, I'm in max extension on it. I see. Figuring it out, man. Unless I have to crawl down there and cut stuff, the happier I'm gonna be. Sure we're not dragging or catching too bad. Kind of cool. I could get this whole thing and drag it down the driveway, but I think until I mess around with that, I also just cut it into 2 pieces and either make 2 trips or carry 2 logs in the same. Probably hooking a chain and dragging and using a skid steer or something. It's another maybe even better option. But honestly, by the time I waste all that time doing that, I just get down there with the chainsaw, cut it, throw up the rounds up here, throw it in the truck, and call it a day. Which may even be faster than this, but the only thing I'm really seriously gaining from doing this is practice with the equipment. Because boy, do I ever need it. Listen, I'm not trying to dig the earth, but this is where I want to go. I want to be careful. I don't end up somehow slamming this thing into the machine. I actually picked it up. Could I just drive it out like this? Maybe. I'd rather have a little better grab. Man, it makes me wonder if I could drive this out. Still stuck between those trees down there. Roll back. Oh yeah. Clamp it. We're gonna try. I gotta start spinning. Might break the top off. I don't want to get the top or the bottom here all screwed up in anything. Trying to take it easy. Really need to go backwards, but I can't go backwards just yet. Oh man. Come on, bust off. Might bust the whole thing. I want to carry it in one piece and cut it right on here just like this. That would be so much time savings. Listen. Silly little... There we go. Now I just want to spin. Force our way through that, can't we? Yeah. Let's see. I could maybe evaluate repositioning the log so it's better balanced, but I feel like it's not too bad. And I really like that little tree right there, actually, and I just destroyed it. It's the only tree along the driveway I like that has huge giant leaves like this. I done smashed it over. The only tree in the whole half-mile driveway. Oh well, whatever. Just get your firewood, Nate. Stop whining. Destroyed that tree. I'm upset. There we go. Now we'll just drive sideways, I guess. Anybody want to joust? Any medieval knights here? I'll play the game. You get a double speed. Try to make some progress. Stop crunching anything that matters. I'll see you guys up there. It should work really good. I'm a big believer in doing multiple things at once. See me dragging the ditch? Yeah, we're cleaning the ditch out and getting firewood and removing trees out of the road. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, it's mostly just cool, not actually practical. On a side note, it might be partially practical. We dragged quite a bit. Man, we're doing so good, aren't we, boy? Look what we're doing. We're going places, digging things, digging a ditch, getting firewood. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Oh, we're doing so good, man. This is amazing. Yep, this is simply amazing. I'm blown away how well it's actually working. That's crazy. All I gotta do is just grab a couple lumps from there and throw them out. And make sure not to smash my culvert. Cool stuff happens when we run equipment, Minion. Cool stuff. This is a long trip, Minion. We're getting there, though. That is the coolest way to frickin' stir up the trench. Just don't run into nothing. Pay attention, Nate. Don't have so much fun that you're not paying attention. Don't hit your culverts. Alright, I gotta quit dragging the ditch now because I'm no longer at a ditch. Making a mess out of my driveway. Hoping that is better balanced. I'm just gonna take this right over to the house. We made a mess. We made a mess, Minion. Alright, mans, we're doing it. Hopefully we're not rutting anything up too badly here. Run into nothing that's important. Oh no, it'll be okay. Not great, actually. This area is just so soupy. Even just walking is already, it's already ruined. You already can't walk on the sod without issue. Cut it right here at the firewood stack, trying to gouge the yard. I don't know how I got this thing out in one piece. It's just smeary. Trying to be easy. Be a smooth operator, Nate. Be smooth. I was probably wondering, what are you doing with that big stick? You're doing so good, man. Yeah, you're doing so good. And then, I'm just gonna lower it to a decent cutting height, hopefully, more or less. I chop the heck out of it, man. We're gonna chop it. What do we do, man? Oh, let's see. We can actually just shut her down for a minute. We'll be good. We'll be good.
It's quite the tree you got there.
It is quite the tree.
Good job, Mins.
It was all the way down in the woods pretty much. I just had the end sticking up, but I put the whole thing up. But of course, under Minion's direct supervision.
Of course. How'd it do, Mins? How'd we do?
Yeah.
Did we get it? Did we get the tree?
We get the tree.
Oh, we got the tree. We got the tree. Come here, Mins. Come here, Mins. Come here.
Yeah.
Okay, Az, you don't have to be so interested. Hi, Mins. We did it.
Yeah, man. We did it. All right, got my firewood here down at the house, and I have never used this saw before. This is supposed to be some big beefy saw. I believe it has a 20-inch bar. And yes, this is an electric saw. I love my electric saws. People make fun of me for using them, but they do all right just for cutting a couple cords of wood every year. This thing, on the other hand, I think is actually made to be more serious. But I've got my bar wheel in there. I think I've spun this thing once. Seems pretty serious. Need about 14 inches. This saw's pretty serious. Yeah, brand new chain. I'll check all that out. Not so bad. I like my toolless. I like my toolless Makita chainsaws. This really isn't too bad though. This thing is doing really good. Where are you going, log? Let's see. What can I do here? Can I do that? I think I can. Just in time, as it's starting to snow, rain, or something. What do you think? Think we did good? I make you a new bed with some nice wood shavings. Okay, I now feel bad. It might get in your eye. I could probably cut up twice as much as I just did because the batteries are saying they're about 50%. Yeah, now I need to go inside, measure the width of my firebox and decide which of these are going to get split and which of these are going to just go in as whole overnight logs. Working on making some overnight logs for the wood stove, and I have a much smaller firebox in this stove than I'm used to. I think 7 inches would be best. I mean, I could do 8-inch rounds, but they're barely going to fit, and since they probably won't be completely true, probably won't actually fit. They'll somehow hit. As I think you just like firewood. What are we dealing with? 9-inch, 8-inch. Almost everything on this side of the claw is probably just pushing it. My 14-inch guesses I can actually squeak 15 inches in there. I'm all over the place. Not terrible. I think every piece I made is probably gonna work. What over here is, are all these pieces good overnight logs? This thing's lopsided and it'll never fit. A bunch of these are just gonna need to get split one time, but starting with that one, we'll get away with it. Where'd that crazy wide piece go that I had? Right here. He's getting popped. He's gonna get popped. All right, wood splitting time. You want to just chew some of this into kindling while I split? You think that'd be a good plan? All right, splitting wood. No. No. Yes. I have a splitting wall somewhere too, but most of the time I like to use this. And I don't really have a splitting station, so I'm just gonna split it into mud. I'll actually split one and test it in a wood stove. Just splitting it in half, see. Whoa. That was too hard, Nate. I want to drive the axe all the way into the ground. But I want to hit it just hard enough that it forces it to pop. And this stuff is dry rotted, so it's going to burn somewhat fast, but it was free, guys. I could get a wood splitter, but why? I borrow one every once in a while when I have a lot. This isn't quite as difficult. Some people seem to think it is. Swing harder, Nate. You're getting split again. Oof. Alright, I'm not testing it at the wood stove. Just hitting them about where they think they should be and calling it good. I don't think there's any way that fits in the stove. Some of the easiest splitting wood I ever fooled with. I don't know, they look too big. But I want them to be overnight logs. We'll have to test one. We'll have to test one. One of the reasons I like a axe for splitting is because I noticed almost all the logs I picked up with the point of the axe. Most mauls I've had, it doesn't work that way. It saves me a lot of bending down. If I'd hit that in the same spot, well, I guess it wouldn't have split because I can't swing hard enough. Feisty. All those ones with the knots on the sides tend to be more interesting. Let's test one of these. No way it fits in the stove and looks okay. Okay. This log should fit just fine in the stove and make a really nice overnight log. As long as I have coals about like that, but I think it's too hot in here to do anything right now. Some sawdust to walk on, which will be better than the slippery mud anyway. There's how it all turned out. Some of it's pretty punky. Anything like that's it's just gonna burn up and turn into ash pretty quick. It's ash, but a lot of this stuff where you don't see that sponginess, this thing's barely. The only reason I even put it here is because it's so dry. Only reason I would even consider burning a piece like that, if this had gotten wet, I'd never bother drying it out. I'd just roll it. A lot of these pieces, really good shape. This piece of rubber just helped keep the wind from ripping off of my tarp. The logs, that could get a little bit wet. So do something like that. Whatever, it'll be good enough. Now that all the firewood is split and taken care of, ideally you would have a bed of coals. I don't quite have that. It's not gonna be that cold tonight, so I'm doing half of an overnight log, and this should just slowly, these embers should slowly just work through this entire log, and that should make for a fire that lasts 6 to 8 hours. I hope. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys.
And the vision narrates his life, cutting firewood, draining beasts away from from city strife. The ducks they roam freely, a quiet army true. Muscovies in the meadow, foraging in the dew. Lord minion, small but grand, he's the kingdom's pride. Chasing on the odds with dying at my side. And when it's time to collect his stuff, the snake is looking for.